Welcome to today's news analysis. We are doing the Indian Express Papers Chandigarh edition. I have listed down the important topics that were there in the news. This article over here, editorial opinion section, road to 2047. This is important from the mains point of view. Here it is basically telling us as to how India, which is a low middle income economy, can become a high income economy per capita income wise. So this is based on the study of the RBI. So we get good points on this theme. This theme is also related to the middle income trap. Middle income trap is basically the idea that there are a lot of countries who have come from low income to middle income, but they are not able to graduate into high income economy. And again, I would reiterate, it is per capita income basis. So coming to the first topic, this is between the foreign minister of China, Wang Yi, and Ajit Doval. So they met in Johannesburg. So what Doval has mentioned to him is that the actions in the LAC, right? So Ladakh and other regions, that the confrontation which took place between the troops. So this has eroded trust, public and political basis of ties. Things cannot be normal between India and China till the time such incidents take place. This is something that has been stated by the foreign minister also, foreign minister of India as well. Now, in this regard, while we are stuck on this issue, China is saying that these are the legacy issues, these will keep happening. We should look at the broader pictures. Should look at the broader ties as to where all we can collaborate. While Indian side is now adamant that we should first address the core issue, the elephant in the room. So this should have been happening much earlier actually. So now it is happening. Okay. In Manipur, the broadband is back. So we are talking with reference to the internet shutdown. So broadband is back with conditions after 3 months. Mobile internet still snapped. Now here, from exam point of view, let us look at this issue. See, this is an important theme, internet shutdown. So you may refer to this source that I'm sharing with you. So internet shutdown, impact on democracy, suppression of the voice. India has the largest amount of internet shutdowns in the world. So this is something that we need to explore from the mains point of view. So you can get a lot of things over here, right? So yeah, so we need to move forward now. And by the way, it's very simple, right? Internet shutdown is associated for public safety, right? But at the same time, it leads to suppression of the voice. So Kashmir, it happened, and any other place where this thing is happening, there is a shutdown issued. House panel moves to stop award wapsi. So parliamentary panel, House panel means parliamentary panel. So they are making awardees, those who are to get awards, potential awardees, that they have to give an undertaking that they will not return the award back for political reasons. Now we just scroll. In the northern part, here it is with reference to a district, but in the northern part, I think this is something that is because of the floods, there are certain issues. So we are seeing incidents of cholera, diarrhea, mosquito sting. In fact, yesterday I was reading about conjunctivitis being spread. So these are certain issues happening, and we can add to this the supply of potable drinking water. So this is an issue associated with the disaster. So we just scroll again. So, yes. Now we come to the happenings in the parliament monsoon sessions. So first of all, there is a protest going on from the opposition. They are saying that we need the Prime Minister's word on the Manipur issue. and because of this, they are boycotting the proceedings. Now, in the meantime, the parliament has cleared certain bills. So the government introduced bills. The government which introduces bills, these are known as public bills. So they are introduced and they are passed by voice vote. There is no opposition because opposition is sitting outside doing this. Okay, so bills to bring various names of, now this is with reference to the tribals. So bill to bring various names of 12 tribal groups in ST list gets Rajya Sabha clearance. So there is this bill known as the Constitution ST Order 5th Amendment Bill. So the basic thing is, what this bill is addressing is tribals. There are several tribal communities, and the tribal people have their different spellings with which they call. So because of this, there are people who are excluded from reservation. So because of small spelling changes, they are not included, since they are not mentioned in the law, so they do not get the reservation. So more names have been incorporated to look into the issue of spelling. For example, there is an example given of Buinia, a tribe, Buinia, Buyan. So Buyan with I and Buyan without I. So similar names have been added so that the reservation can be more comprehensive. Next, we have Lok Sabha passes new bill to decriminalize biodiversity offences. So first of all, biodiversity comes under the Biodiversity Act 2022, and this was brought because of the global conventions known as Nagoya Protocol. So there is this Nagoya Protocol which calls on world countries to look into the issue of biodiversity. So in line with this, Biodiversity Act 2022 was passed. Okay. Now the government is saying that we have eased certain provisions to facilitate ease of doing business. And those things like, Ayush sector is there, Ayurved, etc. So they require plugging of certain plants, etc. So they have decriminalized Ayush sector. And the bill has been amended in lines with the Nagoya Protocol. So this is the Nagoya Protocol, which is access to genetic resources and the fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from their utilization, to the Convention of Biodiversity, Convention on Biological Diversity, which is also known as Nagoya Protocol. So US is not a signatory. You can see from the map, the blue color, India is also in the blue over here. So these are signatories. Okay. So we're done with this. J&K parties oppose provision to empower Lieutenant Governor to nominate members to the assembly. Okay. So first of all, we had a state known as Jammu and Kashmir. So this was made a union territory of Jammu and Kashmir with legislature, and union territory of Ladakh. And since it is a union territory, it came under the control of a lieutenant governor. Now, lieutenant governor is being given powers to nominate members. So 2 Kashmiri migrants, 2 people who have migrated, and 1 from the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So who has migrated or displaced from the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So 3 in total. Next, over 5 crore Narega job cards deleted in 2022-23. Most of it is from Bengal, Andhra, Telangana. Now, why this deletion is there? Because of issues like fake job cards, people not willing to work, family shifted, and person's death. So we just scroll for, yes, next article. Nagaland urban local body polls. So Supreme Court, with urban local bodies, let us first discuss women quota. So for any rural also and urban local bodies also. Article 243D of the Constitution says that women should get 33% reservation. So 33% reservation should be there for the women, at least 33%. But Nagaland, the state of Nagaland is not providing this reservation. In fact, there was a lot of political outcry over this issue. So they are saying that their customs and traditions are being encroached upon by the center, by the government. It is being encroached upon them, and they are not willing to do this. So they are passing a law which is affecting their own customs and traditions. So Nagaland in anyhow has exemption under Article 371A. It has a special status and it has been provided the powers to govern itself in accordance with their customs and traditions, and some of the laws that are passed by the parliament shall not be applicable over there. Okay, so this is it. If you want to read, you can refer to this. Nagas are guaranteed under 371A of the Constitution of India, with reference to acts which might adversely impact their traditional rights. So they say that it is affecting their traditional rights. So here the Supreme Court has rather made a very strong remark. So he's saying that at the center it is BJP, at the state it is BJP. So where is the problem? Why are you not doing it? Why is there delay in silence on delay in women quota? Now coming to the editorial page, first let me tell you which all things I have not covered, which is most of it. So first one I have not covering is this one, structures of impunity. After Manipur, Supreme Court confronts disturbing questions. Judicial decision making must respond to survivors' pain. So this I am not doing, right? OTT platforms. So there is this telecom bill which provides for OTT platforms paying fee to telecom operators. So this will dent digital ambitions. So I don't think this is important. And what information is there, we get it from here itself. That all these Netflix and all these companies, they will have to pay money to those who are providing internet. For example, Hotstar or Netflix will be required to pay money to Geo, etc., who are providing telecom services through which this information is transmitted. Okay. Gulf route to Pakistan. UAE has offered to invest in Pakistan. Not of interest to us, at least at the moment. Oppressive taxes with reference to the high GST rate being levied on the gaming industry, which was at 28%. Now here, one thing I want to clarify is that this 28% tax is for those games where element of betting is there, while otherwise it is only 18%. Only 18 is also very high actually. Now let's come to this. Then we have this editorial. INP minister undermines CBFC by asking for an explanation for its certificate to Oppenheimer. So, and he actually said that there will be consequences. So CBFC is a statutory body. It is created by a statutory. It is autonomous. The minister cannot be giving instructions like this. So that's the basic theme. Then conduct of the Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain. So she made some adverse remarks against the umpire, hit the wickets. So conduct not in line with the sportsman spirit. Now coming to the main article, Road to 2047. So this article is premised on the study of the Reserve Bank of India as to how India can become a high income economy by 2047. So the road to 2047. So why are we talking about 2047? Because this is 100 years from our independence. Now let's come to the important things. So at the moment, India is a low middle income economy. As per the classification given by the World Bank, India is a low middle income economy. Its income is $2,033.88 in 2022. You can jot down these points, by the way, this is important. Okay. Now to become a high income economy by 2047, India's per capita income has to be at 21,664. All these are per capita income, Right? We need to go at this. Now, for this to happen, so according to the calculation, our GDP has to grow by 9.1%. And real GDP, if we adjust for inflation, it should be at 7.6%. Right? So that should be the growth rate that we require at the moment. Now, for this, what needs to be done? So traditionally, the system is industrialize and focus on external trade. Right? Industrialization should take place. Manufacturing sector, we are at 15% of the GDP. It should go to 25%. And here again, we should focus on job-led growth. That is, manufacturing is taking place, but this is also leading to job creation. So sectors like textile, leather, etc. should be the focus. Now these points are not mentioned in this article. So we should focus on job-led growth over here. Okay. So yes. Besides this, some measures that are policy prescription from the RBI is we need to increase investments in economy. So gross capital formation needs to increase. By the way, presently we are at 28-29%. So this should increase. Then we should reduce logistic cost. By the way, for logistic cost, we have logistic performance index. And logistically speaking, our cost is one of the highest in the world. It's around 14% of the GDP, while in other countries it is at 8%, 10%, etc. So it is other economies are much more prudent, much more frugal when it comes to logistics. Focus on skilling the labor force, investing more in health and education sector, upscaling R&D investments. So R&D should be done. Okay, for this we have the National Science Foundation also recently. So these are certain things that has to be done. Okay, so these measures have been mentioned. I'll just clear this thing so that you can take a screenshot. Okay. So if you should prepare this, you should note the important facts over here. Confirm the points on the gross capital formation. Jot down the points for this R&D spending. Then what are the schemes for skilling, etc. So those also you can mention. Moving on to the international section. All we need to do is read the headlines now. Not seen in pub. This is about the finance minister of China. So he is suddenly vanished. So Qin Gang has vanished, and now we have the Yi Wang. So he's back. So this is something that is happening quite frequently in the Chinese politics. Israel protests are going on with reference to the government restricting the powers of the judiciary. So we just scroll. Okay. IMF raises India's growth forecast for fiscal year 24 to 6.1% of the rate. It will increase by 6.1%. It is saying that US may grow by 1.8% in the current year 2023. I think that's all which we need to go. Now over here, you should know more about the IMF, the reports that it issues. For example, the World Economic Outlook has been repeatedly asked in the prelims exam. GST Council to decide on GST levy on entry or age bet for e-gaming. So it is going to take a final call on this matter. Now I remember very specifically when this thing had happened, the revenue secretary at that time had said that this is already done. So this is done, this is final, so the taxes will apply. But now they are saying they will take a final call. Okay. So let's see, maybe a soft approach is being seen over here. Let's see. This is not of concern to you unless you're trading in the stock market. It's basically saying is those who make investments in the shares. So presently the trading cycle is T+2. That is, you buy or sell, and that settlement is done in 2 days. So now it will be done in this next day, T+1. And if it is instantaneous, it is known as T+0. We do not have this. We have this T+1. So money gets credited into the person's account next day, T+1. This seems to be important. This is a report from the IBM and PTI, which is with reference to cost of data breach. Now, why do I say important? We say it because from GS3, cybersecurity data, so that makes it important. So average cost of data breach in India touches 17.9 crore in 2023, right? So this has increased. Now we are also talking about the data protection bill. So we can see it from that light also. We can quote this figure and do mention it is IBM. So I think beyond this, we don't need to. This is the explainer section. We have an explainer on the DNA technology bill, Chinese foreign minister, and aviation sector. So recently a plane was to fly, and the pilot said that I am tired, fatigued, and I cannot fly beyond. So on that matter, there is this explainer. Now FDTL is flight duty time limitation. So the pilots are going beyond, and this is not good for safety, aviation safety. So this is all I have from today's news analysis. Thank you for streaming to our channel.